their microphones on mute. Please keep your microphones on mute when you're not talking. Thank you.
Yes, Imran, thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening.
You are muted.
Thank you, Ambassador
Yeah.
Maria. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Since we got our beautiful Ambassador Maria, my soul sister, joining us, looking gorgeous as always.
I will not like this.
Well, I'm just going to give a little bio, but then I'm going to hand it.
Oops, you muted again.
Okay.
There.
Ambassador Maria is a Swedish citizen, the founder of the Human Contact, and also Ambassador for World Peace, awardee for 2023. She has been working with leadership for three decades, a published author and a crisis grief, and a human resources expert. So I will hand the phone over to you. So Ambassador Maria, if you could introduce yourself as one of our main speakers today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Maria Dolores. My background is 25, 30 years almost with human resources and leadership. So I've been working with everything from strategies of attracting top talent, recruiting. Somebody's on the...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yes, everything from attracting top talent, recruiting, onboarding, developing individual, group, organization, and offboarding roles, offboarding groups, and organization. Michael, you have your speaker on.
Michael, can you have your speaker off, please?
Michael? Thank you. Yeah, so everything with human resources. I worked in the Swedish steel industry, forest industry, and at the Swedish prosecution authorities. I've also worked with crisis management, and I've also helped my friend in her funeral business. So I worked with grief in various ways. I've casketed, literally put people in the casket. 3,000 people. I worked with over 1,300 funerals. I've seen all the major religions, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, and also secular. And I know the importance of seeing beyond all the labels that we keep. The labels from ourselves and one that we put on one another, and to see through the labels that we have, and that we all have equal human worth.
Sis, can you please mute everybody apart from Ambassador Maria, please? Thank you.
Hello, Abraham. Good to see
you. Okay. So, all right. So we got, I'm sure, Ambassador Maria, quite a few people will ask you questions, especially because of your experience and knowledge. And, you know,
and also, what was a big game changer for me was in 2015, a decade ago, I wrote the book, A State of Grace, Human Rights and Human Obligations. And that is the sprouts of the movement that we are creating now. And the movement is how we all have the rights We all have human rights that we are born with and that we mature in our responsibilities. This is the answer to the questions that we sit with today, the questions and the challenges that we experience as a global community. It's addressing both physical, mental health, it's addressing our relationships, and also us as a species, because peace in the world starts from within. And this is why I received the Ambassador for World Peace Award in 2023. And so these 7 principles is based on United Nations Declaration of the Universal Human Rights. But with the rights, we also have responsibilities. So these 7 principles, hi Sandeep, good to see you. So these 7 principles, that is the human contract. The human contract is about that you have the right to your body, you have the right to your thoughts, you have the right to your emotions. So the first 3 promises or the principles that we give to ourselves and the world is our rights for our physical, mental health. And then we mature with our body, and to encourage how we mature in our emotions, and to lessen the drama, and to lessen the generational trauma. And with our thoughts, that we have the right to all our thoughts, but we also have a responsibility as humans trying to broaden perspectives. So that's the first 3 out of the 7 promises of the human contract. So it's really how we deepen governance. And then the coming 3 is about power, communication, and life, that you have the right to your life, to live with whomever, wherever, however, but we also have a responsibility not to live at the cost of others, and to respect others' way of life, and to respect other life forms. And then the 7th principle is about us as a collective, because I believe that united we can make a change, and united we will make a change.
Thank you, Ambassador Maria. I mean, I know we discussed these previously as well. And
Oops, you're muted.
so
Thank you.
I was just thanking you for a very interesting work up to the session.
Thank you.
And we've already been talking about this previously, so I'm looking forward to the next exciting chapter. And please, everybody, I know it's not on our web, but welcome our beautiful Ambassador Maria as our ICG Global Chair. And it should be on the web, so we're going to keep on going, because now I will just introduce Dr. Sandeep Marwah. I mean, I think, again, there is most of you know him. He's a founder of the Marwah Studios, and also he's based in India, and he's also the chancellor of the university called AAFT. And I tell you, if you ever go to India, he is a wonderful host, all right? And he will also get you recorded on his radio. So please welcome Dr. Sandeep Marwah to hear a bit about from himself, and then we will leave it open to questions. Is that okay with everybody? Thank you. Dr. Sandeep Marwah, please, you're on.
Yeah,
Dr.
good.
Sandeep Marwah? Yeah.
Can
Your video on?
something wrong.
Dr. Sandeep Marwah?
Yes, video is on.
Oh, media's off. So video's off. Can we have you? So I'm sure everybody knows you, but it would be like wonderful to have you. So can we have the video on? You're on, so we'd love to hear from you.
I think he has just got disconnected.
Dr. Sandeep Marwah? Okay. Well, I'm just going to give a little bit of feedback. Manashi, if you could get hold of Dr. Sandeep, I can see he was there, but
I think he has network issues. I think we can go on with the topic, Abby, and I'll get in touch with him.
okay, please. Okay. Okay. So as most of you might have heard, we've been advertising. We are having a business summit with the students and businesses in the UK on the 22nd of March. But prior to that, if any of you are in the UK, our wonderful head of the advisory team, Dr. Lady Vanette, is holding Achievers charity function. I'm going to just pass the phone over to her for a few seconds just to give you a bit outlook of what her business is. And then I'm going to, if we can't get hold of Dr. Sandeep, I will ask people to ask questions from Ambassador Maria. And so move it forward a bit. So, and this is her function, is to promote people who are the unsung heroes, which is what we were talking about, Ambassador Maria, that, you know, some people apply for awards all the time, but there are the unsung heroes who get missed out. So over to yourself, Dr. Lady Vanette, just for a few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening from wherever we all are. And thank you for this opportunity to speak. I am the Global IGC Chair for Humanitarian Charities and Philanthropic Work. My passion is in humanitarian work. And why? It comes back to what Ambassador just said, that we have human rights and we have champions that are out there that are championing those human rights in a great way. The Extraordinary Achievers Charity Awards in each year recognizes small to medium charities that are making that significant difference, and also to humanitarians and philanthropists that are making it possible that we are able to reach out to those going through adversity, those going through challenges, and to charities that are assisting those that need the help the most. In each case, we all have requirements and needs that we have, but whatever our challenges are, there's someone else that we can reach out to and assist. And the Extraordinary Achievers, in conjunction with Ishkamer, we are on the 8th of March, 2025, once again holding an event to celebrate those, and we have some IGC chairs that will be present too there, so we welcome everyone. And if there's anyone that is involved in charity work or philanthropic work and humanitarian work, and you'd like us with Ishkamer and IGC to be able to support an initiative together and work towards something together, that will be fantastic. Please do get in touch with us. We are happy to work with you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you for that rundown, Dr. Lady Vanette. Now we got our wonderful Dr. Sandeep Marwah. I already did the introduction, so I want you to introduce yourself a bit more and then open up. So thank you.
Hello. Yeah, thank you very much, Abhnash. Good morning, everyone. What a pleasure to be here this morning with all of you on this beautiful, well-designed webinar. Let me take this wonderful opportunity to extend my heartiest congratulations to Abhnash ji for organizing this event, and my special thanks to her for making me part of this event. Let me start with two of my very favorite lines कि सभी दिशाओं से शुभ सुंदर भाव विचार भरे नित अंतर पुण्य धरा बन जाए स्वर्ग ये मेरे यत्नों से करुणा कर. What I'm trying to tell you here, whether it is north, south, east or west, whether you're in India or abroad, whether you are on the top of the hill or you're standing at a seashore, whether you are in a lush green garden and looking at some colorful flowers, or maybe looking at the most beautiful woman on earth, the fact is, there are two things which are much more beautiful than what you can see with your naked eyes. And these two things are your thinking and your feelings. And the best part is that both the things are right within you. You don't even need eyes for that. on this very auspicious day. Let's pray. Hey Lord, give me good thinking, give me good feelings so that I can do good deeds. And through my good karmas, I would love to convert this earth into heaven. This is what I believe. I'm sure you will also believe in the same. Well, what a lovely topic. Business Summit, which says bridging the gap between education and employment. Now, I have been in education for now 32 years. I'm a founder of Noida Film City. I'm chairing actually 127 creative organizations in India and abroad. And I have been able to create 9 world records for my organization. We've been able to rope in more than 20 million people into our different circle. And I'm so happy that I've been in UK today because 3 days back I've been honored in British Parliament once again. And that has created a new record because I'm the first Indian to be honored in British Parliament for the 8th time, which is not bad. Uh, yes, before I proceed further, my dear friends, about employment, it's very important that what product you are presenting to the market, whether this person is worth employing or not. And for that, everything goes back to the education. I'm very happy in India. We have created, after 32 years, Government of India has created a new education policy 2020. And AAFT, my brand, my education setup, which is a AAFT University, we have 17 different colleges. There are about 12,000 students who are learning right now, around 900 people who are working for these 12,000 students. And we are also online, AAFT online. Yes, AFT has been a case study in the new education policy of India. Simultaneously, AFT has been a case study in 27 countries of the world. This is the highest decorated institution in the country. More than 1,500 awards I have brought to my institution. 300 and let's say approximately 300 international awards I have brought to India for all that what we've been doing it. Now, cutting down to today's topic, yes, all employments are possible. Everyone will be taken into account because not even one single student of AFT is sitting idle. He's working in all the industries possible because we have 17 streams, start with cinema, mass communication and journalism, performing arts, still photography, data science. We have animation, hospitality and tourism, fashion and design, interior designing, digital media, law, business, management, and so on. Well, and I'm happy that not even one single sitting idle because we have changed the definition of employment and before that, education. Because when I say education, it starts with E, and E stands for entertainment. E stands for energy. E stands for excitement. The education has to be so powerful that it should bring back students back to the classroom. Not that he's been skipping from colleges and institutions. He should be anxious enough to come back to the school or college next morning. That is what. And you have to create that excitement, that anxiety, that anxiousness to the student. And the most important thing is entertainment. If student has started enjoying education, he will be the first person to be right into the class. And that should be the new definition of education for all over the world, which I have been working on and I have researched on. When I say D, D definitely stands for discipline, dedication, and determination. These 3 points. Now, because no success can be achieved without discipline, whether you are in forces or you're out of the forces. People have a very wrong impression that discipline is only meant for forces. No, discipline is meant for anyone and everyone, and that should be inculcated into the system of every educational institution. Students should be taught right from the day one what discipline means and develop a sense of determination that I have to achieve something. I have to grow. I have to reach to my stage, to my goal. That feeling has to be created in the educational institutions so that every student who's learning with you should be eager and anxious to do something in life. That's what I've always believed in. When I say you stands for working under controlled condition. People have a very wrong notion. They think if I have placed Italian stone in school or college, it will attract student. Or maybe I have a air conditioned rooms or air conditioned studios. Probably that will fetch students. No, the U stands for working under controlled condition. If less is provided and more work is done, then they learn what exactly the life is all about. If you're going to provide everything on the table, probably they lose the charm of gaining and attaining more things in life. So that's very important, and that balance probably the educational institutions have to plan in a very systematic manner. And U also stands for the United Nations 17 points of SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, which probably most of you must have known. If not, please go back to Google and read all the 17 points. I'm not going to talk them about here, but yes, you have to teach them what humanity is all about. You have to teach them what disability is all about, women's empowerment, unprivileged children, and all those things which are mentioned in United Nations 17 SDG points, because that will make them a better person. They will be well aware of what the world is expecting and looking for, and how disturbed and how painful the world is today. I mean, life is not bed of roses, by the way. And when I say C stands for communication. बोली एक अनमोल है जो कोई बोले जान, हिये तराजू तौल के तब मुख बहरान, ऐसी बानी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए, और उनको शीतल करे और खुद भी शीतल होए. It's very important what you're talking. Every word matters. Words are sharper than knife. Everyone knows that. But then if you're taught how to speak, your communication skills are very important today in this age of communication. And the well spoken is always well received. That's another statement which I would love to give. And when you say communication, there are three very important things in communication: that you should know how to write, you should know how to speak, you should know how to read. But the fourth one, very important, which is called how to listen, which is the 50% part of the communication, and which many of us actually skip while teaching, while learning. So communication is playing a very important role. If you're well trained in communication, you're bound to be employed instantly and immediately. But then C also stands in my language, commitment. A sense of commitment which is missing today from the society. You're changing your partners, you're changing your friends, you're changing your employments, you're changing your employers. I mean, you don't want to stay back to one, you don't want to stick to one, which is a big problem today. So there's some kind of a commitment is needed. First, commitment to your own self, then commitment to your family, commitment to your friends, commitment to your neighbors, commitment to your employers, commitment to your family. These are very important things. That sense of commitment will make you a man of commitment. Imagine a country like India. We have given a Lord Rama, Raghupati Reet Sada Chali Ai, Pran Jaye Par Vachan Na Jaye. I mean, once you have committed, you are ready to accept any sort of unforeseen circumstances to fulfill that commitment, that promise. This is what is required today. And unfortunately, it is missing. We have to bring back that commitment back to the society. When I say A in education, A stands for ambition. Yes, we all have to be very ambitious. You get into the classroom, you don't find that power with the students. They're so dull. They have everything in life. They don't need anything. And if you don't need anything, how can you be a big man? How can you look for your only job? So that sense of ambition, that दिल तो छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा, मस्ती भरे मन की भोली सी आशा, आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा, चांद तारों को छूने की आशा. You need to have that zest and enthusiasm to do big in life, and that has to be created in classrooms, in schools and colleges, that I want to be an achiever, I want to do something good, something extraordinary, I want to think something out of box. And we have to promote these kind of people who are thinking out of the box, who are different, who are extraordinary. And why not? And this is what is again required. When I say T, T stands for techno-savvy. The world is moving very fast. Blockchain, metaverse, AI, artificial intelligence, and the new things are just right at the corner. You'll be surprised with the new inventions and discoveries which are hitting the world. I mean, the world is moving faster than your own expectations. And this is going to be, and techniques are going to be part and parcel of any and everything what you are looking today. So what you need is a mental setup. You have to be mentally prepared that I am ready to accept the change. And the only thing which is constant on this earth is the change. And you have to accept to this policy that I am ready, because I've been watching people cribbing, criticizing, fighting, complaining that what is this new? We were very happy when we were in chalk and talk. No, you have to adapt, you have to accept the new ways of learning and teaching and in education. Then only you are a better. I just met a writer. I was sitting with a writer, and a 40-year-old man is doing a new course in AI, and he's employed somewhere simultaneously, and he says, when I will finish this 2 months course in AI, I will be, one, upgraded, second, I'll get a better job, third, my salary will be increased. I said, yes, you are absolutely ready for the time. And this is what is required today. That not only students, but even teachers, even the people who are part and parcel of education industry, they have to upgrade themselves with the new techniques and system. If they will not, it will affect our students, it will affect the employment, by the way, at the end of the day. When I say I in education, I stands for information. Yes, that information, it's an age of information. There's a bombardment of information today from all the corners, all the angles. And thanks to Google, thanks to AI, thanks to other search engines. But then trust me, you have to have information to be divided into two major segments. One, nice to know, and second, necessary to know. And most of the educational institutions, to impress their students, they bring nice to know into the classroom and forget to teach necessary to know. And when students are out in the market, they don't even know basics, and they might be talking about sun and moon and rockets and whatnot, but they forget to learn what their job is all about. So employer needs the hardcore learning of the subject. You should know what subject is all about you if you have applied a job for one particular industry. So it's a time when we have to divide the abundant information which has been thrown on you into two major segments: necessary to know and nice to know. When I say O, O stands for overall development. Yes, if you want your kids from educational institutions to be employed fast, then they must be all rounders. Not only that they know their subject, but they are also part and parcel of all those extracurricular activities. They should be part and parcel of the general knowledge. I mean, imagine you might be very smart in your subject, but you have no knowledge what is happening around you. So to make them a street smart, let me put that way, it's necessary to bring large number of things while they are learning in educational institutions, so that they are well aware of what is happening around them in their own cities, in the countries, and all over the world. And last but not the least, the last is N, and N stands for being nationalist. You have to be nationalist. You have to love your country, whatever country you belong to. You have, because the country is serving you and charging you nothing, maybe a small tax, but it's giving you a life, it's giving you a platform, it is giving you to grow in your life, to make money, to explore the world. It's all thanks to your own country. And you have to be thankful to your nation. You have to be thankful to the establishment. You have thankful to the government that yes, you've been a good citizen of your country. And probably I belong to India. I love my country, and I know that I'm working. And if I'm working hard, if I'm working 18 hours a day, I know that all that is going back into the prosperity and growth of my nation. कि जिस ओर चले हम मस्ती में, झुक जाए उधर अंबर भूतल, आजाद वतन के वाशिंदे, हर गीत हमारा है बादल। विविध प्रांत है अपनी अपनी भाषा के अभिमानी हम, लेकिन सबसे पहले दुनिया वालों हिंदुस्तानी हम। Yes, I am a first Indian, then I am anything else. That feeling we have to bring in whatever country you belong to. And I think with all these words, I would like to once again thank Abhnash ji for giving me this opportunity to express myself. And if there is any question, I'm here for some more time. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Sandeep ji. All right, I'm going to just thank a few people. One is, there's so many wonderful people that's joined and they're part of our organization. And just to give a little bit of background, I'm professor. I mean, I don't use titles like my soul sister here, Ambassador Maria. But official title is Professor Dr. Ambassador Abhnash. But let's forget about that because we're all in it to make the world a better place. This is why we all connected, because we have a similar vision, aim, and goal. And there are so many wonderful people that's joined us in our journey, including Dr. Manju Lodwa. She's based in Mumbai. And my friend from America, Dr. Sinivas, and so many, all wonderful people who want to work together, Ambassador Maria and Dr. Sandeep ji. And above all, I like to thank my international trade and investment, which most of you know, Abraham ji, who's been the backbone advising us in the background. So he is our, but going forward, I want to leave the floor open because so many people are excited to have both yourself, Ambassador Maria, to put questions through, and to Dr. Sandeep ji, because Dr. Sandeep ji was our chief guest at our last convention. And our future convention is happening in the Caribbean, which is being organized by our Caribbean ICG chairs. And going forward, Dr. Sandeep ji and his lovely wife, we met yesterday, and he very kindly suggested and offered that if we wanted to hold a summit, whether it's a day or two, he would be able to give us his beautiful studios. So that's something that my ICG chairs joining from India. Please think about it, because I know you've been asking if we could do something in India. We have quite a few chairs there. But going forward, can I leave the floor open to ask questions? And please put your hand up or just unmute yourself and ask the question whoever you want to put it to. So is that okay, everybody? So who's going to go first?
I'll go. Hi, Dr. Sandeep. My name is Vanessa Hariprasad. I'm from South Africa. I'm also Indian first and South African second. Very proud Hindu. Har Har Mahadev, my deity. And I just wanted to ask you, I'm also a leadership and life coach, and I'm also passionate about empowering young people because I understand the challenges they face. I wanted to ask you, in your within all your institutions, and since they are international, what do you find that most students struggle with in order to adapt to this new way of living and all of the social pressures that are going on?
See, the biggest problem today is that there's a lot of expectations, students from their own selves. That's the thing, and they want to achieve too many things in a shortest period of time. Suppose if they're following me, then they forget that I've spent 50 years in. I've been working for almost 50 years. And they want to achieve anything and everything in shortest period of time, and that makes them more they bring a lot of anxiety, restlessness, agitation within their own self, and that's what creating or staining their mental health today. I think it's very important to bring in uh, a set of spiritual talks into the system, and that's what we have done. Probably we are the one of the very rare institutions where we've been talking about spirituality right from the day one till the date of convocation. And we make these students feel easy, go, lucky. We have to make them feel that it's a golden opportunity that God has given you, and given you a birth in the shape of a human being. You're not an animal. You are a human being, and take best advantage of this position. You are one of the rare breeds. You have to encourage them, motivate them. You have to listen to them. All problem starts when students are not being heard in school or at home, and that start giving them a lack of confidence. They have no one to talk, they have no one to share, they have no one to talk about what they have in their heart and mind. So you have to bring in a period without even mentioning it. It should be a system to your own children. It should start with your own children. Pay heed to what they're saying. Listen to them. Motivate them. Don't criticize them all the time. Encourage them. Explain them with reasons, which is very best way to explain them. Trust me, they will grow matured children. They will grow as a mature children. They will
Yeah.
start.
And I would like to add to that regarding the human contract, that you have the right to all your thoughts, you have the right to your emotions, and you have the right to your frustration, your anger, and the thoughts that you feel, or the think, but also to recognize that whenever we are in these more dense emotions, that it's a learning in that. The learning is to, as Dr. Sandeep was saying, it's to mature as an individual. So whenever we are experiencing these dense emotions and the frustration, there's a good thing about that, and that is that it's to mature in our emotions, and to broaden perspectives. And it's a process to be a human. And no matter age, no matter background, no matter religion, that we are all humans, and that we are all going through these processes of experiencing. And I just see what many of us experiencing today of frustration, and the feeling of feeling lost, and lack of trust, is symptoms of it's symptoms of what we are going through as a collective. And it's symptoms both going from this nation-centric thinking to a global, local world. And I believe that by embracing the gemstones that each cultural is carrying, each religion is carrying, and each nation is carrying the gemstones, and to share that with the world in a global, local world, that the technology that we have today is supporting and driving. Obviously, I'm sitting here in Sweden today and communicating with all of you, and I'm really thankful to be here with you. So thank
And
you.
I would love to add one thing. It's very important that counselors should be intelligent enough, because at many times it has happened that counselors have made the problem much more complicated by talking so many complicated things. Your language has to be simple, which should touch the head and the heart of the student. And that's very important. There are times when 90% of the problems can be solved within the bedroom, drawing room of the house. And if not, then probably the classroom. And if not, then you have professional counselors who are attached to the schools, colleges today, who are ready to counsel these students. And and I'm sometimes surprised that 90% of the times when student is in a fix, he has no problem. He's only entangled into his own thinking process. What happened? Ki, sir, I have a party tonight at my friend's place, and then there is a birthday at home. I'm very tense. I've gone mad. I don't know what to do. Arey, what is the problem? You should be happy. You have two parties today. Go first and they'll go second. Divide the time. Meet both kids.
Sorry.
You know, the things are that simple, and they take it to head because they have not been grown up with these kind of complications, how to solve these basic things in life. So 90% of the time, there is no problem unless and until medically he is unfit. That's also one has to keep in mind. Because most of the time, you think it's just a problem. But there are times when it is a medical problem. It's a inbuilt problem. Then you have to have doctors into the system. You have to bring doctors into the system. That also one has to keep in mind.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Ambassador Maria and Dr. Sandeep ji. I mean, having being a counselor myself and still dealing with sometimes when I get asked to pop in and help out with the agencies I worked in the past. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stress, I think, on the youth.
Shalmi? Oh,
Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
sorry.
Hello, Shimila.
Yeah, I
would you
have a
like to say-
question. Sharmi here.
Shamilia, would you like to say something? Our menopause expert.
Yes, I have two kids who are in. Yes, yeah, I have two kids. It was a lovely session. I have two kids who are in teenagers. One is almost in the second year of college. So, what would be your advice? Because I am not a parent who compels my kids, and I leave it to them. I talk to them. I've been very thin, but still, I feel in her face the burnt out. Because of the peer pressure, because of the fast growing, rapid changes happening. I see a sense of loss, like you said. I mean, being a parent, what would be your advice that we could do from our end? Even though I have never been compelling, forcing, I just let her be on her own pace. Even then, I see the societal pressure occupying her, my daughter. So, what would be your advice as a parent? I'd just love to take your inputs here.
Thank you very much, Sharmi. I'm sorry. And my daughter is experiencing the same here in Sweden. So it's really all across the globe. And again, that's why it's so important to acknowledge that and for you to be the support for her, to acknowledge that I see the pressure and I see your frustration. I see you, and to feel seen and to be in a dialogue. How can I help you? What do you need? And to stay in listening. Sometimes it's just to be seen and to be heard that is really making the change, that the feeling of that you are on her side and that you are authentically listening. It's not that you always need to solve the problem. It's not that you need to fix her. It's rather to be there with her and to listen. And that's a trick. And it's also our conditions as parents, always wanting to be there and to fix everything. You don't have to fix her. She's perfect. She's perfect. She's amazing. And it's a journey going through and understanding and acknowledge these emotions. And just for you to be like, the hand in the back, that she feels that you listen, you're there.
Sounding board.
Trust me,
I think
it will
I would
be
love
all
to.
different.
I will use another word maybe. So the first and the foremost thing should be that you have to build in a confidence within your own children that I am there for you, whether it's a right or wrong, but I am there for you. If you have to build this confidence, so 10-20% problems will solve there. Second very important thing is that you have to give quality time to your children, which is missing sometimes. I'm with you whole day. Arey, where are you whole day? You have not even given 10, 15 minutes to your children, sitting with them, talking with them, sharing some nice moments, eating with them, drinking with them, listening to them, what happened the whole day, asking them, telling them. That 15 minutes of quality time, it has already been proved medically, is very good for children, for their growth. And that 15 minutes can give them also a double confidence that my parents are with me. If there is anything wrong, if I'll do by mistake, my
Yeah.
parents will support me. So if you have to bring that. Most of the students today, youngsters, they feel that if I do something, my parents will criticize me, they will scold me, they will tell me some different kind of things which probably I may not be able to bear. So they don't even open up with their parents. So bring that slowly and gradually that confidence back to yourself. Okay, beta, I'm there. My child, I'm there for you. Whether it's right or wrong, doesn't matter. I'm there for you. And that will bring them into cool, calm stage. And all the time when you see them, they are tense and they're worried and they're thinking a lot. That will calm down. That will come down automatically.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Can Imran, he's got a question, and then Vanessa after that. Imran Khan?
Assalamu alaikum and good evening from Pakistan, Peshawar. It was a great session, and I'd love to ask a question from you. That what are your religious thoughts, biblic and Quranic, about the ethics and morality? So you didn't add any quotations from Bible or Quran or Gita. So you should put our elaborate according to the
Imran,
proper
can
format, revealed knowledge
Okay. Imran,
from a revealed knowledge.
all right. Imran, can I just interrupt here? Because with ICG, as we all know, we all have our own political, religious views. With ICG, we do not involve either political or religious because we all feel. I'm a Sikh, Sandeep ji, and everybody. We are from different paths, and some don't even believe in religion. With the ICG, all right, we believe, like sometimes I'm a great believer, and I always say, I leave it to God or Paramatma or whatever. So we sometimes don't quote those because it can put other people's feelings aside, especially with what goes on in the world. We try to make it very mutual. So because religious and political are private to or individual to each other's. So
So you
whatever
guys are going for idealism. So you guys are
Yeah.
going for idealism. So there
No.
is no space for a revealed knowledge, I think. So there is no importance for Bible or Quran or Gita or Buddha's books. So how could we, the main thing is these all books just for to make peace amongst the humanity. We just interpret wrongly. Few people, fanatics peoples, interpret these books wrongly. So humans are running away from this. I think if the Western study these books, they will get good points. For example, truth is universal, rape is a universal crime, murder is a universal crime. So if you pick any kind of this book, you will get all these punishable sins.
If I give you, I would love to give you a case
Okay.
study right now here. You'll be surprised. In 1993, we got into education, and for the first 7 years, Government of India and never gave me the affiliation. I was a bit surprised. Every time my application used to get rejected for the institution. And one day I almost shouted at the lower level clerk. I said, "What is your problem?" He says, "Sir, your application is incomplete." I say, "You tell me, then I will complete." I'm talking about the very first day, 1993. Uh, then itself, uh, he said, "Your application is incomplete because in your application form, everything is okay. In your application form, there is a 2 column missing." I say, "What? Which columns? I can complete it right now." He says, number one, that you have not asked for the religion and you have not asked for the caste. And probably
Okay.
that is the statutory requirement for any institution to mention while enrollment. And I said,
Yeah.
no. I said, no, I'm not interested in what religion someone believes in and what caste he belongs to. I'm an education institution and I would love to treat everyone under one roof in the same way. For 5, 6, 7, I didn't get the.
That's right. There is, so, Willie, can you,
Abhnash,
just
I
give me
think
a
your question.
minute? Just give me a minute. In
I
any
am so
scientific
sorry.
institute, in
Can
any
we
scientific
please?
institute, you don't need any kind of this column at space technology, at biotechnology, or whatever, any science topic.
Well, I'm talking about India right now, and I'm happy that after 6, 7 years, probably I was awarded with national award for national integration. So one good step can lead to a second good step. Now, coming down to this, we have always treated that religion is a very personal matter. You will find all sort of books in the library, but it's entirely up to you. Go read, speak, shout, go back home, keep your religion within your doors, and when you are out of your house, you are a human being, and you are AFTN. That's what we believe in. Yes,
Thank you,
but
Dr. Sandeep.
definitely,
Now
sir.
I think Vanessa has her hand up as well.
Yes, Vanessa.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Hi, so I wanted to give some advice as a life coach on parenting. So I'm a parent myself with a young daughter who struggles with mental challenges. And what I had to learn in order, I think my coaching methodologies helped me become a better parent. What I found is really helpful to understand as a parent is that children themselves don't know how to label their emotions. So when we are asking them how they feel, they're not sure how to tell us. So it's important for us to recognize the other signals that they may give us. If they look sad and they've normally a talkative child and they're quiet, then as much as they tell us they're okay, we need to sit with them. We need to be honest and say, well, what I'm seeing from you is that you don't look like you're okay. You don't, what are you feeling? What's going on? They may not be able to say that I'm feeling anxious. As an example, my daughter was writing an exam this morning, which she was highly prepared and highly confident about yesterday. But this morning, she couldn't motivate herself to get out of bed and she didn't know what was wrong. And I read something very interesting today. Ironically, it said that for children, sometimes parents put self-confidence and self-esteem together, and they think self-confidence and self-esteem is the same. Self-confidence is technical, relating to skills. It can be learned, and it gets better as you learn. Self-esteem is connected to self-worth. It's the identity. So the child needs to be safe to experience failure with a growth mindset and see it as a path of learning, and to know that you are their biggest fan, whether they fail or they pass, you support them. So it's I've had to build that safe relationship with my daughter where it takes about 7 to 10 minutes until she knows I'm going to sit there and be there with her, not judge, not invalidate how she's feeling, not say, oh, well, why you know all your stuff you can do. Just ask her, what is it that you want to do? How can I support you now? Let's just do this one step. And one actionable step we took this morning is that we said, okay, let's just read over your book before the test starts. And I'll sit here with you and we'll just read over it and it'll be fresh in your mind. And that's what we did. So I think that each relationship is very unique and the journey is unique for you and your child. And just know that you also are not going to get it right all the time, and it's okay. So thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. That was really good.
Does any the speakers want to add something? Sorry, speakers want to add something to that? Okay. Then
I would just
Dr.
want.
Dr.
Thank you so much.
And then Lady Dr. Vanette, please, after that.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. Thank you so much, Abhi. I just wanted Dr. Jaya to say something on education and the upcoming summit. that will be attending on 22nd March, as well as the one we are collaborating on May. Dr. Jaya, would you please want to speak some?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Meenakshi. Thank you so much, Dr. Sandeep, Marwah. Thank you, Maria. That's amazing session. I personally learned a lot, definitely. So then updates, I want to just put it through everyone that in a May, in collaboration with IGC, as I'm one of the chairperson for IGC in education, we are bringing International Education Conclave and Expo, where the student and the university will be invited for the panel discussion, for the talking about the what's the future, and again, the gap between the employment and the education. There'll be more of the one-to-one sessions with the universities as well. We are bringing some of the international university like Virginia University, Ohio City, University of New York in London. So please try to enroll yourself. We will send you through IGC more information. It will be in London, May 2025. By end of March, we will have the full package, full everything ready, and we will send it to you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Dr.
Dr. Lady Vanette, you had a question?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Dr. Sandeep and Ambassador Marie, we understand that ultimately success would be seeing students walk away with a deeper understanding and a sense of accomplishment. In your views, in each of your views, what is, as an educator and as an advocate of human rights, what do you define success in teaching?
Yeah. That's we were talking about that earlier. The purpose of the human contract, and I believe in success in general, is just a more mature humanity. So it's to mature with our body, our thoughts, our emotions. It's to mature in our relationships. And as we have been talking about this hour, it's also to mature with our self-esteem, how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive one another, and to face and to go through difficulties, and to understand that it's through the difficulties that we mature and grow. And sometimes it's also to have better boundaries and to say yes and to say no. So that's also to mature. So I would just say to mature. And also for us to mature as a species, as a humanity. Yeah.
Let me add on to you. We have always believed in that it's always better to be a good human being than a good professional. And that's the key statement. That's a mission statement of the institution also, that we are creating better human beings before better professionals. And I'm very happy. We've never created we have created a sense of competition, but not to that extent that it should lead to terror. That's what we have to all believe in. And if you are well prepared, well groomed, and as a good human being, trust me, I personally feel that a student is.
Thank you.
Dr. Angela?
Thank you so much for this presentation. I mean, I've learned so much from everybody's deep wisdom, especially Maria and Dr. Sandeep, both of you. What it is, one of the things that I'm doing in May is that I've been chosen to be a Queen Mother Chiefess to go into Africa and become part of the, should I say, helping a counsellor in advising royalties and kings and queens on how to make the nation or the tribes better, the people better. Now, one of the things that I've been thinking about is how can I help a place, a nation of, there's a lot of controversy in such a place where it's still very, in a way, should I say, I don't like to use the word primitive in its education, but to start with.
Support you. I would love to support you with this, Angela, and to talk simply, of our fundamentals, just rights and responsibilities, and how we mature individually in relationships, and because it's really addressing all humans, and no matter age or background, or we have about 350 million people living in indigenous cultural. So it's 350 million people also coming from that background, and we're all human. And so it's really how we collaborate here and now as a both individual and as a species. So I would
Exactly.
love to.
Yes, thank you. I'd love to connect. So I'm just thinking from my part, it's not about the ABCs that we kind of start with. They already have that. And as with the world, they have that. It is down to, as I say, it's down to the human nature of the civilization there. And I truly believe, as a hypnotherapist, as a therapist myself, amongst lots of education and the wealth that I've built through property and developments, but going back to the core of being spiritual and the core of being human is there's a lot of fear. So we start with the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Now, if we can build education there, courses there. So I guess my question to Dr. Sandeep is if I'm to build a course, an education course, just a standard course for the African people of how to begin feeling they should be working together, what would and also reducing fear. I think one of the predominant things in the country is fear and competition with each other. If I'm to grow, somebody else is to lose. It's in that kind of nature still where, if I have something, it's going to be taken away from me. And so there's, I guess, in a way, how can I start building an education program or an online program? What should be the core elements in there that will help children, families, anyone going into the basic core of, before even ABCs?
Okay.
Sandeep
I'm sorry.
Sandeep, sorry. Sandeep,
I'm so sorry.
if I could just because
so I'll talk to you.
Can I just say something? Ambassador Maria has to go. So can we first of all thank her for everything? And we're running short of time now. Thank you, Ambassador Maria, for joining us, and we catch up later. And before I thank you very much. So please, everybody, give a clap of hands to our Ambassador Maria. And Dr. And before Sandeep ji answers, we have a lot of programs, and I think this is what Abraham is in charge of for ICG. There are education, and Sandeep ji is involved. There are other educations, Dr. Angela. I think we have to look at what we are offering first, and then maybe you can, because Dr. Jayer is there, Dr. Manashi. There are programs going on, so nothing can happen in a nutshell. So I'll leave to Dr. Sandeep to answer. And after that, if there's no more questions, we will close the session. Thank you.
Lovely. So I must say that your question is fantastic. And trust me, we are definitely popular for the answer which I'm going to give you right now. It's very important to have best of the education in classroom. That's on one side. But if you want to solve rest of the problems, then what you need to have a large number of workshops, seminars, symposiums, interaction programs, visits, foreign faculty, guest faculty, tours and travel. You have to have festivals. These all things make courses very creative, very likable, lovable, and these things give ample opportunity to student to mix themselves with the rest of the people. They make them more alert, conscious. they make them more intelligent, well aware of what is happening around the world. It makes them more confident, knowledgeable, and confident enough to face any and everything possible. And I have tried this for 32 years. And trust my word, when new education policy was being written in India by Government of India, they have included all these actions as a part of the curriculum in our new education policy for the whole country. Okay, this is must, because that makes them a real confident. They know how to deal with human beings. They understand how to deal with unknown people.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep ji. And I'd like to thank everybody for, sorry.
Yeah. No, I think.
Sorry, Dr. Sandeep ji, you finished? Okay. So everyone, thank you for joining us. And I think we had about 30 people joining us, even at such a short notice. So I appreciate each and everyone's questions. And if you have any other questions, please do get in touch and we will pass them on. And these seminars are held nearly every day. Everybody is happy. You know, we're happy for them to be hosted and to promote yourself, your businesses, and to network with each other. The point behind ICG chairs or ICG organization is, we say, promoting unity. This is why we are one of the fastest growing, not only business, but a service. We believe that business cannot survive without service. This is the way I was raised. I am Professor Dr. Abhnash, Bains, and I have a background in civil service. I mean, you can check us out. But before you join, I mean, I say to all our ICG chairs when they're asked to be, because it's only by invitation only, check what we do. Because if you know where what we do is pointless. All right. If you think we can be part of your journey to help you grow, and you grow with us, we grow with you, because we want to create a world where our communities are safe, we are safe, our children are safe. That means including education. So we tied up with a lot of education organizations. My background was education. I'm actually started in the education department in the civil service, went into benefits, went into, job center employment. We set up the first professional organization, and I was their first marketing executive. So we have a lot of wealth of information, and but we love to work, and we have got, like Dr. Sandeep ji, Abraham ji, we have very high quality people who have got a wealth of knowledge and experience going back many, many decades. And it's at your exposure. All we ask, if you join us with the aim that we want to work together. We don't want to hold people back. We want to promote each other. And if you are ICG chairs, we ask you to hold and notify people that you are a ICG. Be proud to be an ICG chair. Otherwise, how can we grow? Okay, that is the motto behind that. And if you do that, it's a win-win situation for everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And let's move forward. All right, and let's create the world that we want to see, regardless of religion, backgrounds, and so on. And we have, and I would like Dr. Sandeep to be involved. We have a very fast-growing youth in the continent of Africa. And the reason for that is it is 70% unemployment with highly qualified, highly intelligent young people. And we have started a mentorship there. So please join us. Our head of the youth projects there is a young man called Joshua, and Josh to me, as he thinks I'm his mother, and he treats me. So please, let's take it forward. And if anybody's in that continent want to work with us to mentor those young people, join us. Thank you for everybody's time, patience. And if you got any questions, please email us. Thank you. And if you want to hold sessions, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Heartiest
Yes,
congratulations
would you like
to
to say
Abhnash
something?
ji. Yeah.
Hello?
My heartiest congratulations to Abhnash ji for taking IGC to new heights. Lovely, ma'am. Great you are.
No, she's
Thank
doing
you,
a great
everybody.
job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.